Alright, now that we've gone through basic masking, I want to give you a couple of tips if you're working with a material that is feathery or a bit furry. Now, whenever you actually select the subject of the mask and then mask it, you'll notice that there are a ton of these white edges around it. Doesn't look super great. So, what you can do is go into Select and Mask. There's a button up here that says Refine Hair. Once you click the button and give it some time to think, it clears out a lot of these fine areas. And if we zoom in a little bit, you'll notice that it really fades and feathers off a couple of these sections to make it look a little bit more realistic, which is pretty great. Now, obviously there's a couple of these stragglers, so what we can do is go over here and select the Refine Edge brush tool. And you can do a couple of basic passes. You can change the size of the brush and the hardness of the brush up here in your control bar, but it really just takes a couple of swipes maybe all the way around. Sometimes it takes a while for Photoshop to think about it, and clear out some of these sections. Cool. All right, that's not too bad. There's still a couple of hard sections right here, but we can clean that up manually in our mask itself. So I feel pretty good about that. I'm going to hit OK. Now you can see a lot of the white background has been removed. It looks really good on a light colored background. When it gets put on darker backgrounds, it starts to look a bit iffier, but here we can actually manually adjust the mask ourselves, if anything, to just help it out a little bit. So you can go into your brush tool, hotkey is command, or actually just B, not even a command, and we can draw in the mask. So again, we can select this box that is linked to our original smart object. You can hit the backslash, which is the button underneath delete. So backslash turns on the same kind of like red overlay or colored overlay to tell us where our mask actually is. If we want to at least maybe soften this section right here, I can go into my brush, maybe reduce the size and definitely reduce the hardness a little bit, and go into the colors of my brush. Black, you can think of as an eraser, it takes away. White adds. So I'm only going to maybe even click, not even draw so much, on my mask layer with my white brush, just softening a couple of these edges so it doesn't look as stark. Even if there's a couple of sections that look a bit bad, like this little white edge, I can just delete manually. You don't always need to perfectly rely on the mask tool. If you want to mask something yourself, you're more than able to. You're just reducing a couple of things here. That basically is select and mask, and then refining all of the hair. Again, work with this if you have a fuzzy or a feathery material. It should really help clean up your mask.